Hi guys, welcome back. This is one of 3 videos that's going to start your journey on realistic coloring. There are 3 topics that I need to cover before I even put my pencil to the paper. We're not even going to work on the flowers until we get through these 3 videos. The first one is on hand control, and we're going to be learning that today. Then I'm going to do a setup. I know I did the video where I showed you how to use this and what it's for. This is the color wheel that I recommended to you, but I removed the outer paper. You don't need the outer paper for what I'm going to show you. In fact, I'm going to be showing you a trick that is so easy, unbelievably easy, that you're not even going to want that paper over it because it's going to impede on what you're going to be doing. So we're going to be doing a hand control video today. Then we're going to do one on setting up your actual set. In that video, I'm going to actually set up the Deli pencil set for you. The technique is for any set that you have. It just so happened that I'm going to be using the Deli set. You will do the same thing for Brett Funner, for Starjoy, for Prismacolor, for any other set that you have. Some people ask me if it matters whether because they don't own an oil set. No, you could be doing all these techniques with wax pencils only. I recommend an oil set because they do different things, but most certainly you can do this with just Prismacolor if that's what you own. That will be the second video. And the third video, and not necessarily that you have to watch these in order because they're on 3 different subjects. I'm going to show you the difference on the laydown between the wax and the oil pencil. And I'll be giving you a lot of different tips on how to use these 2 different mediums. Now, I'm saying that they're different mediums because they really should be considered different mediums. They lay down differently, they are used differently, and they can create different art. Consider it like a flute and a tuba. Yes, you're playing a musical instrument. You need to be able to learn how to read music, the same notes, but they are 2 different instruments and you don't approach them the same way. And that is why I'm going to be teaching you the differences between the wax and the oil. So let's get started on hand control. I'm going to start off with an analogy. Dancing. You go into a club when you were younger, or you're in your house dancing like there's nobody watching you. You can move your body in any direction, just bop at the music and everything is all great. Then you take a class and suddenly they expect you to move your right foot in one direction, your left foot in the other direction, and it is hard. Your body wants to go sideward, you're going to the left. It's just difficult. The one thing you have to learn is how to control those muscles. Well, it's kind of the same thing with coloring. We've been dancing in the coloring. You get a coloring book and you get your pencil in and you're going. Think of that as your freestyle dancing. You can move it in any direction and it doesn't matter. You're going to blend it up. You're going to do 2 layers of one stroke and then you're going to do some circles on it and nobody's watching over your shoulder. Now you're going to need to control your hands, and that takes practice. You have to be able to stop and start on a dime. Now, if you go in and watch some of these people who do realistic art, most people do not do realistic art in real time because it's very slow. Some of these realistic pictures, it'll take 100 hours. They could be working on a picture for a month, but then they'll take that picture and they'll go on YouTube and they'll speed it up. They'll cut some of the film out of the boring stuff, and they've made a 20-minute video. Then you come in and you look at this, and why can't you do that? Well, there's a lot going on in that picture that they're not showing you. The purpose of this course is I'm going to show you what people are doing in real time, and I'm going to tell you because nobody else does. You're going to have to trust the process. That's all I have to say. You don't become an artist overnight. You become an artist practicing. And sometimes practicing is not include pictures. It includes exercises. When I was learning when I was young to play the piano, I hated my instructor because all she had me do was go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the keys. and I was moving my hands, and it didn't sound like anything. But my friend who took piano, her instructor was like, oh, let's get out, one of these cool songs. And she was playing music. Which one of us was learning more? It was actually me, although I hated piano, trust me. My mother forced me into 5 years of it. I learned to play the piano. My friend learned to play the songs. And there's a difference. I'm going to teach you how to do art. I'm not going to hold your hand and put your hand where it's supposed to be. And that's going to be a big difference in this class, is that you're going to be able to take these skills and move it somewhere else and develop your own rhythm, style, and your artwork could become recognizable. Now, if you go back and you watch probably the Color It video where I did the gorilla in the jungle, literally that picture took me a month to do. And I kept apologizing to Color It. I'm sorry, it's not done yet, it's not done yet. Even though I was working on it and I was sending them behind the scenes, I was sending them pictures of it's getting there, it's getting there. And I felt really super guilty. But you can't feel guilty because this is the way you do it when you want something to look good. So we're going to start out today with hand control. And that is why you got the piece of graph paper. Right now, it dawned on me, why on earth didn't I just put this into the class? It's that important. You need a piece. Anybody who's getting the class papers, I put this in tonight into it. So you don't have to hunt it down. So instead of 4 files in there, you now have 5 files. I'm sorry I didn't do it at the beginning. Still, if you want this graph paper, you can get it in the Facebook group, or you just send me an email and I'll send you the picture of the graph paper, or go out and get a pack of graph paper because it never hurts. I just didn't want you guys to spend more money I'm cheap. So I'm assuming everybody else is too. So we have this graph paper here. And why did I choose the graph paper? Because the individual lines are going to force you to stop and start. And I want you to start with your top box. And what I want you to do is to take a very sharp pencil. I don't care what color you're using. I don't care if it is wax or it's oil. I prefer it to be oil. So if you have the choice, use an oil pencil. And I just happen to have one of my Deli Pencils sitting here. Nice, sharp tip. You're going to learn how important it is with this type of artwork to always have your pencil sharpened, which was another reason why I love the Coom pencil sharpener, is that I don't have to grind down here if I want to reshape my tip. The Coom sharpener does it on the number 2. Will reshape your tip. What I want you to do, just to start out, you could do it on the top so you have lots of room. I'm going to start it in the middle just because you could see it better in the camera view. I want you to start at the top and end at the bottom of one box. Very simple. I don't want any spinning lines. I know that when you're coloring, you're used to going like this. There's no control of it. You start and you stop where your hand stops. Now this is going to force you into starting and stopping on a dime. Now you can go both ways, crosshatch, but no circles. Skip every other box. And then I want you to make it into a checkerboard pattern. Just like this. That becomes exercise number 1. Starting and stopping on the box. Then I want you to take another square. Now you can do 5 or 6 of these. The more you do, the better off you are. Take and make a line going through each one. Just like that. So you have little triangles here. I want you to do the same thing Wherever your line intersects, stop it there. Do not try to make it anything other than what it is. Okay, if your lines are not perfect, it doesn't matter. I want you to make little triangles. Do a lot of boxes like that. Practice that start and stop, because what this is, it's going to vary your stroke and force you to vary your stroke. So that's exercise 2. The third, put a circle in each. Well, you could skip. Okay, just like that. And I want you to do the same thing to the circle. And I want you to practice this. You might find that your hand tires out a little bit more. That's okay. You'll build up the momentum. Keep it very tiny. No bigger than one of these boxes. We want tiny details. These are going to give you all the shapes that you're going to need. Now you're going to do the last exercise. You're going to take a pen, okay? Whatever, I'm using a fine liner. Don't use pencil because it seems to spread out and start to blend the ends. You can use a ballpoint pen. And I want you to make squiggles going through several boxes. This is an art. Just do it. Wherever it lands, it lands. The more you have to practice. Okay, just like that. Let me do a little bit more. Okay, so it's just like that. I want you to take your pencil. I want you to fill in using, okay, the boxes on the graph. So say we're looking at, let me find a good one, this square. And I'm going to just, so that you could see it, right here. I'm going to do one shape. Okay, I'm going to move on to this box here. I'm going to do this one. If you want, come back with another color, do the other half of the box. Okay, do the other half of the box here. This is the exercise that's really going to get your hands going in different directions. Start and stop on a dime. So that's number 3. Now to add into all of this, every few boxes, I want you to look away. Turn your head. This is a good exercise to put a video onto and look up at the screen. You don't have to look up for more. Count to 3, look up and turn away, and then come back and do your box. Okay? And this is an interesting shape. Remember, you're going to cross hatch it one direction and the other direction, and that's all you have to do. No circles. This is really going to prepare you for what's coming up in the near future. This is an important exercise. Not everything in our class is glory and fun where you come out with a great prize. This is a learning experience. You got to trust the process. If you want the paperwork, it will be in the top link in the description box. If you don't and you want to follow along, that's fine too. Remember, you will need this. I have the link in the description. Not this one. This one's not horrible. It's not going to do the same thing as what we're going to be doing with it. You want this one, okay? The one with the 2 sides, the exact one I'm saying, and you will not regret it. I promise you. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.